You know, I've always said that life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And let me tell you something, my friends, great things, truly remarkable achievements, they never came from comfort zones. Never. Not once in the history of human progress has someone accomplished something extraordinary while nestled snugly in their comfort zone. Now I want you to think about that for a moment. Really let it sink in. Great things never came from comfort zones. It's a powerful statement, isn't it? But what does it really mean? Well, let me break it down for you. You see, we all have this little bubble around us. It's warm, it's cozy, and it's oh so familiar. We call it our comfort zone. It's where we feel safe, where we know what to expect, where we can operate on autopilot. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing inherently bad about feeling comfortable. But here's the kicker. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to leave your mark on this world, you've got to be willing to step outside that bubble. Now, I'm not talking about taking reckless risks or diving headfirst into the unknown without a plan. No, what I'm talking about is calculated risk, purposeful discomfort, and intentional growth. Because that's where the magic happens, folks. That's where you discover what you're truly capable of. Let me share a little story with you. Back in my day, I knew a young man who worked at a local grocery store. He was good at his job, liked by his coworkers, and had a steady paycheck. By all accounts, he was comfortable. But you know what? He had dreams, big dreams. He wanted to start his own business, to create something from scratch. Now, he could have easily stayed in that comfortable job. He could have said, well, this is good enough. Why rock the boat? But he didn't. Instead, he took a leap of faith. He quit his job, took his savings, and started a small business out of his garage. Was it scary? You bet. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. There were nights he couldn't sleep, worrying about whether he'd made the right choice. But he persevered. And you know what happened? That little garage business grew. It expanded. And today, it's a thriving company that employs hundreds of people, all because one man was willing to step out of his comfort zone and chase his dreams. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to quit their job and start a business. That's not the point. The point is that greatness, in whatever form it takes for you, requires you to push beyond your current limitations, to stretch yourself, to think about it. Every significant advancement in human history came because someone was willing to be uncomfortable. The Wright brothers didn't achieve flight by staying on the ground. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb by sticking with candles. And let me tell you, folks, the personal computer didn't come about because someone was content with typing. No, these great leaps forward happened because individuals were willing to embrace discomfort, to face the unknown, to risk failure in pursuit of something greater. And that's what I'm challenging you to do today. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but Jim, I'm not trying to invent the next big thing. I'm just trying to get by, and I understand that. I really do. But here's the thing. This principle applies to every aspect of your life, not just grand inventions or world-changing ideas. Maybe for you, stepping out of your comfort zone means finally asking for that promotion you've been eyeing. Or perhaps it's going back to school to finish that degree you've always dreamed of. It could be as simple as striking up a conversation with a stranger or as complex as moving to a new city to pursue better opportunities. Whatever it is, I want you to understand something crucial. Growth and comfort do not coexist. They can't. It's like trying to stay dry while swimming. It just doesn't work that way. You see, when you stay in your comfort zone, you're essentially saying, this is good enough. I don't need to improve. I don't need to learn. I don't need to grow. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous mindset. Because in this world, if you're not growing, you're dying. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm not saying you need to be uncomfortable all the time. That's not sustainable, and it's not healthy. What I am saying is that you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You need to learn to embrace the challenge, to see discomfort not as something to be avoided, but as a sign that you're on the right track. Think of it like working out. When you exercise, you're intentionally putting your body under stress. It's uncomfortable. It might even hurt a little. But what happens as a result? You get stronger, you get healthier, you improve. The same principle applies to every area of your life. When you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you're exercising your mind, your skills, your courage, and just like your muscles, these things grow stronger with use. The more you push yourself, the more resilient you become, the more capable you become, the more you realize just how much potential you truly have. But here's the catch, and it's an important one. You've got to be willing to fail, because let me tell you something, failure is an inevitable part of growth. It's not just possible that you'll fail when you step out of your comfort zone. It's probable, but that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. You see, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. It's a stepping stone. It's a learning opportunity. Every time you fail, you learn something new. You gain experience. You get better. And that, my friends, is how you achieve greatness. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about the people you admire most in this world. The ones who've achieved great things, who've made a real difference. I guarantee you, every single one of them has failed more times than you can count. But here's the key. They didn't let those failures stop them. They used them as fuel. They learned from them, adapted, and kept pushing forward. That's the mindset you need to cultivate if you want to achieve great things. You need to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. You need to view discomfort not as a warning sign, but as a growth signal. Let me give you another example. I once knew a woman who had a comfortable job as a teacher. She loved her work, but she had a passion for writing. For years, she talked about writing a book, but she never did. Why? Because it was outside her comfort zone. It was easier to talk about it than to actually do it. But one day, she decided enough was enough. She committed to writing for 1 hour every single day, no matter what. Was it easy? No. There were days when she stared at a blank page for the entire hour. There were times when she wanted to give up, to go back to just talking about writing instead of, but she persevered. She pushed through the discomfort, through the self-doubt, through the fear of failure. And you know what? After a year of this, she had a completed manuscript. It wasn't perfect. First drafts never are. But it was done. She'd accomplished something she never thought possible, all because she was willing to step out of her comfort zone. Now, that book might not have become a bestseller. It might not have changed the world. But you know what? It changed her world. It showed her what she was capable of when she pushed herself. And that, my friends, is priceless. You see, when you step out of your comfort zone, you're not just pursuing a specific goal. You're expanding your sense of what's possible. You're growing as a person. You're becoming more of who you were meant to be. And let me tell you something. That growth, that personal development, it has a ripple effect. It impacts every area of your life. When you prove to yourself that you can do hard things, that you can face your fears and overcome them, it changes how you see yourself. It changes how you approach challenges. It changes your entire life trajectory. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Jim, what if I fail? What if I step out of my comfort zone and things don't work out? And to that, I say, so what? So what if you fail? What's the worst that could happen? You see, most of us overestimate the risk of stepping out of our comfort zones. We catastrophize. We imagine the worst possible outcomes. But in reality, the worst case scenario is usually not as bad as we think. And even if it is, so what? You dust yourself off, you learn from it, and you try again. But here's the thing. While we're busy overestimating the risks, we're underestimating the cost of staying in our comfort zones. Because there's a cost, make no mistake about it, the cost of unfulfilled potential, the cost of regret, the cost of always wondering what if. And let me tell you, my friends, that cost is far greater than any temporary discomfort or setback you might face by pushing yourself. The pain of regret is far more lasting than the pain of discipline. So I challenge you today, step out of your comfort zone, take that risk, Pursue that dream. Do that thing that scares you, because that's where growth happens. That's where life happens. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Growth is rarely easy, but I promise you it's worth it. The view from the top of the mountain is always worth the climb. And here's something else to consider. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more your comfort zone expands. What once seemed impossible becomes manageable. What once terrified you becomes merely challenging. You grow, you evolve, you become more. Think about the first time you did something that scared you. Maybe it was public speaking, or asking someone out on a date, or starting a new job. It was terrifying, wasn't it? But you did it, and the next time it was a little less scary, and the time after that, even less so. That's growth. That's what happens when you consistently push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Now, I'm not saying you should recklessly throw yourself into danger or make impulsive decisions. That's not what this is about. What I'm advocating for is calculated risk, purposeful discomfort, intentional growth. It's about asking yourself, what's the next step? What's just beyond my current capabilities? What's the thing that scares me a little but excites me a lot? And then going after that thing with everything you've got. Because here's the truth. On the other side of your fear is your growth. On the other side of your comfort zone is your dreams. On the other side of your current limitations is your greatness. But you've got to be willing to take that step. You've got to be willing to face that fear, to embrace that discomfort, to push through that resistance. Because if you don't, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. And let me tell you something. You are capable of far more than you realize. We all are. But most of us never discover our true potential because we're too afraid to look for it. We're too comfortable where we are to venture out into the unknown. But that's not you. Not anymore. Because you're here. You're listening. You're ready to take that next step, to push yourself to grow. So I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to think about something in your life that you've been putting off because it's outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's starting that business you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, I want you to commit to taking one step towards it today. Just one step. It doesn't have to be big. It could be as simple as making a phone call or doing some research or writing down a plan. But take that step. Because once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. And the one after that, easier still. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. You'll realize that what once seemed impossible is now your reality. You'll realize that you've grown, that you've changed, that you've become more than you ever thought possible. And isn't that what life is all about? Isn't that why we're here? To grow, to learn, to become the best versions of ourselves, to make a difference in this world? You see, when you step out of your comfort zone, you're not just changing your own life. You're changing the world around you, because every time you grow, every time you improve, every time you achieve something great, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of possibility. You show others what's possible when you're willing to push yourself, to take risks, to face your fears. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect of growth and positivity that extends far beyond yourself. Think about the people who've inspired you in your life. The ones who've achieved great things, who've overcome great obstacles. They inspired you because they were willing to step out of their comfort zones. They were willing to do what others wouldn't, to push themselves beyond what seemed possible. And now it's your turn. It's your turn to be that inspiration. It's your turn to show the world what's possible when you refuse to be limited by your fears, by your doubts, by your comfort zone. Because here's the thing, greatness is not reserved for a select few. It's not something that only certain people are capable of. Greatness is available to anyone who's willing to work for it, to push for it, to step out of their comfort zone and into their potential. You have greatness within you. We all do. But it's up to you to unleash it. It's up to you to nurture it, to cultivate it, to bring it to life. And that happens outside your comfort zone. So I challenge you today. Embrace discomfort. Seek out challenges. Push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. Because that's where the magic happens. That's where you discover who you truly are and what you're truly capable of. Remember, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's where growth happens. That's where progress is made. That's where dreams become reality. So step out, take that risk, embrace that challenge, because on the other side of that discomfort is everything you've ever wanted. On the other side of that fear is your best self, your best life. You see, comfort is the enemy of progress. It's the thief of opportunity. It's the killer of dreams. Don't let it steal your potential. Don't let it rob you of your greatness. Instead, make a commitment to yourself right now. A commitment to growth. A commitment to progress. A commitment to stepping out of your comfort zone every single day in big ways and small. Maybe it's striking up a conversation with a stranger. Maybe it's trying a new hobby. Maybe it's applying for that job you think you're not quite qualified for. Whatever it is, do it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Because here's the truth. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you grow. Every time you face a fear, you become stronger. Every time you take a risk, you increase your capacity for success. And before you know it, what once seemed impossible becomes your new normal. Your comfort zone expands. Your confidence grows. Your life transforms. But it all starts with that first step, that first moment of courage, that first decision to choose growth over comfort, progress over stagnation, possibility over limitation. So I ask you, what will your first step be? What comfort zone will you step out of today? What fear will you face? What risk will you take? Whatever it is, know this. You're capable of it. You're worthy of it. You're ready for it. All you have to do is take that step. Because remember, my friends, great things never came from comfort zones. They come from people like you. People who are willing to push themselves, to challenge themselves, to become more than they ever thought possible. So go forth, step out, embrace the discomfort, welcome the challenge, because on the other side of that discomfort, on the other side of that challenge is everything you've ever wanted. Your dreams are waiting for you. Your potential is calling to you. Your best self is ready to emerge. All you have to do is step out of your comfort zone and into your greatness. The world is waiting for you. The world needs you. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your unique perspective. But it can only get them if you're willing to step out and share them. So don't hold back. Don't play small. Don't let fear or comfort keep you from becoming who you were meant to be. Because you were meant for greatness. You were meant to make a difference. You were meant to leave your mark on this world. And that doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to be uncomfortable, to be challenged, to be stretched. It happens when you're willing to face your fears, to take risks, to put yourself out there. Remember, every great achievement in history started with someone stepping out of their comfort zone. Every innovation, every breakthrough, every leap forward began with someone saying, I'm not satisfied with the way things are. I'm going to do something about it. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. I'm asking you to be that person, to be the one who says, enough is enough. I'm not going to let my fears hold me back anymore. I'm not going to let comfort be the enemy of my progress. Because here's the thing. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. It's like a garden that never gets tended. Sure, it might look nice for a while, but eventually it becomes stagnant. The flowers wilt, the grass turns brown, and what was once beautiful becomes lifeless. But when you step out of your comfort zone, when you're willing to get your hands dirty, to plant new seeds, to nurture growth, that's when your garden truly blossoms. That's when you see the fruits of your labor. That's when you create something truly beautiful. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be saying, but Jim, I'm not sure I have what it takes. I'm not sure I'm capable of greatness. And to that, I say, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You see, greatness isn't some innate quality that only a select few are born with. Greatness is a choice. It's a decision. It's something you cultivate through consistent action, through pushing yourself, through stepping out of your comfort zone again and again and again. Think about it this way. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story started with someone who didn't know what they were doing, but decided to try anyway. Every great achievement began with a single step outside of someone's comfort zone. So don't tell me you're not capable of greatness. Don't sell yourself short. Because the truth is, you have no idea what you're capable of until you try, until you push yourself, until you step out of that comfort zone and into the realm of possibility. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Growth is rarely easy. Change is rarely comfortable. But I promise you, it's worth it. The person you become in the process, the life you create, the impact you have, it's all worth the temporary discomfort. Because here's the secret that all successful people know. Discomfort is temporary, but regret is permanent. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So I ask you, which would you rather live with? The temporary discomfort of growth or the permanent regret of never having tried? The fleeting fear of stepping out of your comfort zone or the lasting disappointment of never knowing what could have been? I know which one I'd choose. And I think, deep down, you do too. You see, life is too short to play small. It's too precious to waste in the confines of your comfort zone. You were meant for more. You were built for growth. You were designed to evolve, to improve, to become more than you are today. But that evolution doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. Your choice. The choice to step out of your comfort zone, the choice to face your fears, the choice to pursue your dreams no matter how scary or difficult they might seem. And let me tell you something. That choice, that decision to step out of your comfort zone, it's not just about you. It's about all the lives you touch, all the people you inspire, all the positive change you create in the world. Because when you step out of your comfort zone, when you push yourself to grow, when you strive for greatness, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living, breathing example of what's possible when someone refuses to be limited by their fears or their doubts. Think about that for a moment. Think about the ripple effect your growth can have. Think about how many lives you can touch, how many people you can inspire, how much positive change you can create, all by having the courage to step out of your comfort zone. That's the power you hold. That's the potential within you. And it's all waiting to be unleashed if only you have the courage to step out of your comfort zone and into your greatness. Now, I know it can be scary. I know it can be uncomfortable. But I want you to remember something. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Courage is acknowledging the discomfort and pushing through it. And that's what I'm asking of you today. I'm asking you to be courageous, to feel the fear and do it anyway, to acknowledge the discomfort and push through it. Because on the other side of that fear, on the other side of that discomfort, is everything you've ever wanted. Your dreams are waiting for you outside your comfort zone. Your potential is calling to you from beyond the boundaries of what's familiar and safe. Your best self is ready to emerge if only you're willing to step out and meet it. So I challenge you, take that step. Make that leap. Push yourself beyond what's comfortable and into what's possible. Because that's where the magic happens. That's where growth occurs. That's where dreams become reality. Remember, great things never came from comfort zones. They come from people like you. People who are willing to push themselves, to challenge themselves, to become more than they ever thought possible. So go forth, step out, embrace the discomfort, welcome the challenge. Because on the other side of that discomfort, on the other side of that challenge, is everything you've ever wanted. Your dreams are waiting for you. Your potential is calling to you. Your best self is ready to emerge. All you have to do is step out of your comfort zone and into your greatness. The world is waiting for you. The world needs you. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your unique perspective. But it can only get them if you're willing to step out and share them. So don't hold back. Don't play small. Don't let fear or comfort keep you from becoming who you were meant to be. Because you were meant for greatness. You were meant to make a difference. You were meant to leave your mark on this world. And that doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to be uncomfortable, to be challenged, to be stretched. It happens when you're willing to face your fears, to take risks, to put yourself out there. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. Think about the life you want to create, the impact you want to have, the person you want to become. You got it? Good. Now here's the million-dollar question. Can you get there from inside your comfort zone? Can you achieve those dreams, create that impact, become that person by staying exactly where you are, doing exactly what you're doing? I think you know the answer. And if it's no, you can't get where you want to go from inside your comfort zone, then there's only one solution. You've got to step out. You've got to push yourself. You've got to be willing to be uncomfortable in pursuit of your dreams. Because here's the truth. Your dreams are on the other side of your comfort zone. Your potential is waiting for you beyond the boundaries of what's familiar and safe. Your best self is ready to emerge if only you're willing to step out and meet it. So I ask you, what's holding you back? What fear is keeping you trapped in your comfort zone? What doubt is preventing you from taking that leap? Whatever it is, I want you to look it square in the face and say, not today. Today, I choose growth over comfort. Today, I choose progress over stagnation. Today, I choose possibility over limitation. Because that's what stepping out of your comfort zone is all about. It's about making a choice to grow, to learn to become more than you are today, a choice to pursue your dreams, to create the life you want, to make the impact you were born to make. And let me tell you something, that choice, that decision to step out of your comfort zone, it's not a one-time thing. It's not something you do once and then you're done. No, it's a daily practice. It's a habit you cultivate. It's a muscle you strengthen. Every day, you have the opportunity to step out of your comfort zone in some way. It might be big, it might be small, but the opportunity is always there. And every time you take it, every time you choose discomfort over comfort, growth over stagnation, you get stronger, you get better, you get closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. So I challenge you, make it a habit. Make stepping out of your comfort zone a daily practice. Look for opportunities to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to grow. They're everywhere. If only you're willing to see them. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet. Maybe it's trying a new hobby that's always intrigued you. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been putting off. Whatever it is, do it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Because here's the beautiful thing about stepping out of your comfort zone. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. What once seemed impossible becomes challenging. What once seemed challenging becomes manageable. What once seemed manageable becomes easy. And before you know it, your comfort zone has expanded. You've grown, you've evolved, you've become more than you were before, all because you had the courage to step out, to push yourself, to embrace discomfort in pursuit of growth. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Jim, what if I fail? What if I step out of my comfort zone and things don't work out? And to that I say, so what? So what if you fail? Failure isn't the end. Failure isn't final. Failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. It's a learning opportunity. It's a chance to grow, to improve, to come back stronger. You see, the only true failure is the failure to try. The only real defeat is the defeat of giving up. As long as you're willing to get back up, to learn from your mistakes, to keep pushing forward, you haven't failed. You're simply on the path to success. So don't let the fear of failure keep you trapped in your comfort zone. Don't let the possibility of setbacks prevent you from pursuing your dreams. Because here's the truth. You're going to face setbacks whether you stay in your comfort zone. You're going to encounter obstacles, whether you pursue your dreams or not. The question is, do you want to face those setbacks in pursuit of something great? Do you want to overcome those obstacles on the path to your dreams? Or do you want to face them while standing still, while playing small, while letting your potential go to waste? I know which one I'd choose. And I think deep down, you do too. Because here's the thing. When you step out of your comfort zone, when you push yourself to grow, when you pursue your dreams with everything you've got, you become unstoppable. You develop a resilience, a determination, a strength that can't be shaken. You become the kind of person who doesn't just weather storms, but who dances in the rain. The kind of person who doesn't just face challenges, but who embraces them as opportunities for growth. The kind of person who doesn't just dream big, but who has the courage and the determination to turn those dreams into reality. And isn't that who you want to be? Isn't that the kind of life you want to live? So I say to you one more time, step out of your comfort zone, take that leap, push yourself beyond what's comfortable and into what's possible, because that's where the magic happens. That's where growth occurs. That's where dreams become reality. Remember, great things never came from comfort zones. They come from people like you, people who are willing to push themselves, to challenge themselves, to become more than they ever thought possible. Your greatness is waiting for you. Your potential is calling to you. Your best self is ready to emerge. All you have to do is take that first step out of your comfort zone. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. The opportunity is here. Your future is waiting. Step out. Grow, become. Achieve, because you were meant for greatness. You were born to make an impact. You were created to do amazing. And it all starts with one simple decision. The decision to step out of your comfort zone and into your greatness. The choice is yours. What will you decide?